Was it made? I think it was.
Locked in for a bit of a slow start. This one deep into the night, deep left field, by the scoreboard, at the track, and it's gone! Over the scoreboard, Dylan Campbell, a 2-run jack.
That is one of the guys that we have enjoyed watching develop. And, you know, the dad, the patriarch of the Campbell family here with Hardge. I don't know who we. It's just like a family. Whenever it's the second time for DC #1 to be inside the man cave. Last year we did it with two of the dads. It was one of the more comedy-filled episodes I've ever been a part of here. But anytime we can get Hardge and the Donovan Campbell, I think we're going to have an episode full of comedy here. But first and foremost, give a shout out to Hargrove Roofing. You got to know who's on your roof. And Hardge, how do we begin this? Because I think DC1 will have a lot of stories here because he has this title of Dylan's dad, and I think he's okay with it.
Well, the funny thing about it is you started it off. You were talking about there's going to be a lot of comedy. The first part of the comedy is that he didn't even unmute himself initially because he was trying to slip something in there.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, dang, what happened? I just lost it. I said, I know I didn't even touch anything. I was just sitting here, and I see y'all laughing and giggling and having a good time. And I'm sitting here like, man, come on.
I want to be a part of that. Give me
some. Exactly. I need some of that fun in my life.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, DC, you saw the video. For the rest of the country to see the development of your son, Dylan, it's been phenomenal because I feel like he's the only one that really truly believed in himself from day one. And when he stepped foot on the campus at Texas, and he, honestly, if you really think about it, this being year 3, he's developed fairly quickly. I mean, for some players, it takes until their junior year before they start shining. How have you been as a parent to not only encourage him, because you're a former college baseball and pro baseball player yourself, if you were to give parents advice on what you relayed to your son, I mean, what have you been able to just to keep telling him, and not just now, but as you've raised him to be the man that he is now?
You know, it's basically, man, you know, you just keep working, man. You have to put in the work in order to be successful. If you just think you can walk into college baseball and just start hitting and, you know, just tearing these pitches up, it's not going to work. But, you know, you always got to be behind your kids, man. Keep giving them uplift. You know, keep their head on straight. You know, don't get them too high, not too low. Just stay at an even keel and just keep working. You have to put in the work. And I know he's been doing that since he got there. You know, about 4 or 5 hours a day of hitting and fielding and, you know, always wanting to be in the cages. And, you know, that's what it takes. And, you know, it's just, you just have to stick behind them. You can't let them get down on themselves if they're not playing, because, you know, the first year he was only, he may have had a minimal at bats, but you know, he ran at the College World Series. That's all he did. The second year, you know, he kind of picked up. Somebody got hurt, and then he started playing, and, you know, he was in and out, and then finally he got his opportunity, and that's what it's all about: getting your opportunity and taking advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up about the road and the grind that it puts in. You know, you and I both minor league baseball players, and you went to college and got that opportunity to grow and learn. And now Dylan is going to have both of those opportunities, got a chance to play in college and will definitely get an opportunity to play professional baseball sooner than later, I'm sure. But when you sit here and you talk about the grind that he went through, the struggles, the not playing, and I brought this up the other day on one of our conversations on the radio show. I said, I remember that game. I was calling the game where he hit that pop-up on the infield and he didn't run it out.
Right.
And I sat there and I told Craig Way at the time, I said, Craig, Coach Pierce is about to take him out of the game. And he was like, you really think so? And then this was something that we were just talking about. I said, I'm almost 100% sure he's going to take him out of the game. Sure enough, he took him out of the game. But I went down to the post game to have the interview, and I saw them having the conversation in the dugout.
Mm-hmm.
And I even brought it up to Coach, and I was like, hey, I got to ask you about it. Dylan didn't run out the pop-up. He thought the ball was going to go foul. He ended up not running it out. I saw you take him out. And he said, I guarantee you that will never happen again, and I'm not going to hold it against him. And sure enough, I mean, ever since that day, Dylan's demeanor and everything about the game changed about him. And, you know, as a father, you see it and you understand it, but you're hoping that your child understands it in that situation, because he's going to come to you and say, man, I can't believe Coach did that or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But you being a player, being in the game, you're going to be like, nah, man, you were wrong. That's what you were supposed to do. But what did you take away from that, and then seeing his growth after that?
Well, I can guarantee you, you know, I had a nice conversation with him, because I keep it real. I don't sugarcoat anything. He knows he gets tough love from me. If he's doing great, you're going to get you. Hey, I'm going to give you the love of doing great. But if you're not, you know, in a situation like that, you know, I said, dude, you have to run out every ball.
Yep.
I mean, if it's even 20 feet foul, still run it out. So get into that mindset of running out the ball every time you put, you know, the bat on it. So don't let up, don't jog, you know, full sprint to first base. And, you know, after that conversation, he got pulled out of the game. I hadn't seen it since. And it just stuck in his head. And, you know, he wants to play. He doesn't want to be taken out of the game. So I tell him, hey, you just, even today, you know, when we have our little conversations, dude, run out everything. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do on the field. Hustle after every ball. I mean, any little thing a coach can get, you know, he can take you out for any little thing. So you don't want to even be one of those players where you get a label where you don't run the ball out, or you know, you're not hustling in the outfield, or, you know, you're not doing your job.
Right.
And we had those discussions, and we don't have to have them anymore. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, no, that is beautiful. It's and it's really, I think that it's not luck that he has this 30-game hitting streak. It's not luck that he is this humble guy. It's because of that, the parenting, tough love, hard love, true love, dads, whatever you want to call it, but it's understanding. And that you can tell it, because when he interviews, I mean, he was asked in this interview right here about the streak. And this is about as humble and deflecting as possible toward other people. And this is why I think everybody loves the Dylan Campbell.
No, I've never really had anything like it. But kind of at this point, it's not really like a thought, because, you know, it's postseason, so everything kind of starts over in my mind. So he came in today. I think he just put a great team effort forward and just really focus on winning.
Winning.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I mean, yes, there's a love for the game, guys, but at the same time, he has a bigger picture. And I know a lot, he, along with everybody on this team, are thinking, we got to win some games in Omaha, or get back to Omaha.
Get back first. Yeah. First. We still have some business to handle in California.
True,
so yeah. You can't bypass Stanford. That's a good team. So they're out there. You know, they got there today. I saw they were taking batting practice and trying to, you know, work on some things, but they weren't at the actual field, which, you know, I'm not familiar with that field, but I hear they have some different intricacies out in the outfield and the foul pole lines and all that kind of stuff that they need to be working on. So I don't know if they're going to work out there tomorrow, but, you know, those are the things, you know, that he mentioned in an interview, is they want to get out there, get to the field, and, you know, have the coach work with them on, you know, the fly balls and the outfield, how the ball comes off the walls, all that kind of stuff, which is, you know, that's the mindset that you have to have. You know, you need to know where you're playing and how to play in that field.
So let me ask you this, you know,
Sure.
You're right about that, going out there to make sure that you're working on that. And I believe that they're going to be on the field tomorrow because of the NCAA rules and how they have it. You get that practice time. But I wanted to ask you this, because obviously his background, he played some football too. He was a doggone good running back in high school and had some opportunities to play some football. And I got it. I was a football player first and then baseball too. So it's always interesting when I talk to other two-sport athletes. What was his mindset? Was it always, I'm going to play baseball, but football's here for me, so I'm going to play it during this time, but I really want to be a baseball player?
You know, when he was little, it all boiled down to all he wanted was he wanted a ball and he wanted to go outside. That's where it all started, and he just continued that trend. And you know, football just kind of came to him. I mean, he was playing flag football starting off. They moved him up, you know, he was like 10 years old. They moved him up to play against 12-year-olds. So he just kept getting better and better at football. But baseball, you know, that I put a baseball in his hand too at, you know, when he was a young kid, 4 or 5 years old, and he just took off with that. And I never really pushed any of my kids to play any sports that they didn't want to. I just introduced them to it. Yeah. But because they have to have the heart and the want to go out there and play at the level that they need to play, because you're not going to go out there and stand around and pick flowers in the outfield and do all this other kind of stuff. You know, yeah, we're not going to do all that. So if you're going to participate, you got to give it 100%. So when he got to high school, you know, he just picked it up, man, started playing more and more of football. And, you know, the decision for baseball was kind of like a no-brainer because he had been playing football for quite some time. So, you know, then he got to high school and started playing baseball, and then he's just all of it just all came together. And, you know, that him being a running back, and, you know, they had some pretty good teams over at Straight Jesuit. And, you know, it was just something he wanted to do, and he had the heart for it, and he loved running the ball. You know, he didn't want to miss practice. He always wanted to be there. And the same thing with baseball. Yeah. And, you know, it was his call basically to decide where he wanted to go. If he wanted to play football or baseball in college, that was his choice. But I was just happy he picked baseball, because football is rough. You know, it's rough. It's a lot of contact in football. Once you get to the contact. Yes, a lot of contact. Yeah, you got to be ready. Because
every day
these guys are trying to tear your head off. You know.
So one thing I think we can agree on in Hardge is family's everything. Family is everything, and it's, you know, I know we talk about the baseball family a lot in these fraternities like this, but literally the literal sense of blood family. If you've ever met, you're going to notice the Campbells, especially at home games. You've almost got everybody there. But I love these pictures right here. And this is what I'm talking about when you think about the Campbell family. I mean, the Campbell name already resonates at the University of Texas. But when you see a presence like this, and I know you guys aren't the first one to have family members, but we're talking about these faces you could see at Occupy Left Field almost every home game, especially on the weekends, from your sister. And you got Jeff Cross. He's an adopted member of the Campbell family in the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, to have the elder Campbells, I mean, Hardge, you know what it's like when you have your family behind you at these games. I mean, for you guys, it's like this synergy. It's all part of it. I mean, describe that, because I know that it's a sacrifice. Mileage, gas, hotels, whatnot. You know, at some point, I hope you know somebody that gives you a cut on an Airbnb or something.
Well, I can speak to that. My sister, she works for Marriott, so okay. we have a connection, you know, where we can, you know, have the brotherly discount. So that works out well. I mean, it works out well. But for the most part, if we didn't have that, I still would be at every game, based on the fact that, you know, when you got a kid that's in college and playing at this level, you don't want to, you can't recreate this saying, oh, you know what, I'm gonna wait 3 years or 4 years and come back and see him play. You have to capture that moment right now. And when you're in college, you have to take advantage of it. And so I enjoy, you know, going to every game. And it's become a family thing now. I mean, I know, a lot of people now in Austin that I wouldn't have, you know, known otherwise if I wouldn't, you know, be hanging out with, you know, out in left field, and started to meet all those guys and gals and everything else, man. It's it's been a great time. It's been a great 3 years. Playing or not playing, when he wasn't playing, I was the same person out in left field at every game, still hanging out and having fun. I mean, that's just part of what comes with being part of Texas baseball,
Yeah, that is outstanding stuff. And I know that his mom is making all them trips too, and she's in the mix. And I always laugh because I see her pacing. You always in the seat, but she's up moving around because she can't sit still. She get all nervous. So I get it. And it's a beautiful thing, especially, I'm gonna be 100% honest when I get a chance to see a young brother go out there and play this game that I love, that gave so much to me, as you know, it gave so much to you and presented so many different opportunities. So I've been riding with him since day one. I thought he should have been playing a lot earlier, and I don't mind saying that. But when he got his opportunities, he took off with it and has made the most of it. The thing that has impressed me the most, though, is not only the batting, it's that defense, man. It's the pride that he takes in the defense, because if you sit and you watch the game, you've seen him in left field, you've seen him in center field before, and you've seen him in right field as he does right now, one of the most shallow right fielders I've ever seen play, because he trusts himself so much. But isn't he like a natural infielder as well?
Well, in high school, his years at Straight, he was a shortstop.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I'm gonna tell you this, Hardge, at no point that we did not work on outfield, because that was important. I said, dude, honestly, I said, when you get to college, with your speed and all that stuff, most times, you get moved. So you got to be able to play all positions except pitcher and catcher. I told him, I said, you're not going to be a pitcher and catcher. Forget about that. But I need you to learn how to play all over, and then you'll make yourself more valuable to the team.
Absolutely.
So when I think EK went down last year, that gave him the opportunity to jump out into the outfield. And, it just started from there. But he can basically play anywhere, but I don't want to see him back in the infield. I don't think he can. He's not ready for the infield. He's done with that. Keep him in the outfield. Don't bring him into the infield. But you just have to work with him, man, and, just try to, tell him, hey, work on all the positions. You don't need to be just, I'm only a first baseman. No, that's, you can't do that. You have speed. You have that, like we were talking about football, the agility, the movement, you have all of that. Your first step, which is huge, playing in the outfield. You definitely need, you need to work on that stuff. And he took it on himself to put in the work. And, you're right. He does play shallow, but, it's just that first step to get to the ball and getting it back into the infield, which is super important. Saving runs, saving guys from advancing bases. That's where it really comes into play.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So that kind of is a good transition, because if we talk about the true team piece of this, I texted Coach Pierce the other day, and I know, Hardge, I told you this, and I think I texted you, DC. I really think that, considering how this season began with 19 new players, I know LSU pretty much has a brand new team, but this is not common. I know it's the world of the transfer portal, but 3 new coaches, 19 new players. I think it's the best job DP has done in his coaching career as a head coach. If you guys differ, I get it, but that's just an opinion. What do you guys think about that take?
Harsh, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that kind of pressure on you, because you still got a kid that's over there doing his thing. So
Harsh, it's on you, bro. Take that.
I think it has been one of his better managerial moves. When you can go out there, because I'm gonna tell you, I listen to a lot of folks that every single day that are trying to figure out a way to get him out of there. And the fact that he keeps going out there and continues to win and finding ways to get these guys locked in all the time. And we know at the University of Texas, I've been in Texas all my life, so I know what the University of Texas means. I know what that Longhorn logo means. And for people to think that this university is not going to be successful is kind of crazy. And then you bring into the fact, and you're right, you got all these new coaches that have come in. And in the very beginning, obviously, everybody's looking at it and trying to figure out which way it's going to go. They won 14 games in a row at home. They did different things, and you can see the bullpen and the pitching get a lot better. You saw the averages; they're very, very high from 1 through 7. Have been doing damage, and the fact that they still play great defense. I mean, obviously, you could say this is probably his best coaching job because of all the transfers and all the different things that went into it and what he lost from last year, the numbers that were there. But you still had a lot of experience that was coming back. You still had some guys that knew what the program was all about, and the leadership part of it, not only by David, but most importantly from the players that have been in this program that understand who David is as a coach, but also know who the players are as players. And I think that that jambalaya that you put together is the reason why this team has had so much success.
Right. And just to jump in a little bit, I know Dylan and I had conversations on, now that you're in your third year, that you need to, get those young kids, those 19 new kids, and those transfers doing things the way Texas does things, and get them on board and with the plan. I said, you're now a leader. You need to be a leader, act like a leader, and, get out there and talk to those guys, get them on board and, show them how to work, show them how to, be in the cages, outfield, infield. I mean, just be an all around good teammate to those guys. And, they started off a little rocky, 4-7, and then, things kind of we're going to fire. That fire appears either way. Like, man, come on, man. Yeah, this is baseball, man. You have to, you can't do that, man. I mean, let him put his work in, let him get this team together. And, the pitching coach, we were having some pitching struggles, and, it was get rid of Woody and all that. I mean, come on, man. He just got there. I mean, give him some time. But, now as you see, I mean, the pitching has come around, and that's saving us, really.
A lot of times.
Last weekend, I mean, them guys, I think what we used just a few guys out of the bullpen.
Five total guys pitched.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, that's amazing. I mean, in the regional, come on. I mean, it's just you just have to let the process play out. And if you're going to be a Texas fan, be a Texas fan 100%, not a fair weather fan,
Like that.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It's the Texas way, man. If things don't go right immediately, let's fire everybody.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm going to say this about you mentioned LSU, I'm going to say this in my Creole French. It's l'argent. They have the l'argent, which is money. Yeah. So, they were able to get all those guys, those big time guys over there. But, I mean, they put on the cleats and pants just like everybody else.
Right.
So, you can't let that stop you from, competing against those guys, man. No matter what rank number one or if they're not ranked at all, you still got to play the game. I mean,
you still got to play the game.
Still have to play the game. You got to show up. Yes, sir.
Improve. And I have to make this point. So that 16 field of that early season tournament up in Arlington, I know UT baseball has not had much success at the Rangers new ballpark.
No,
but two of those programs of those 6 are still playing.
Yep.
Texas and TCU.
Yep.
And it's because of the balance of talent. And you talk about that, but the young guys, but I'm more impressed with when you're able to put a young guy in at bat who hasn't had many at bats in a pressure cooking situation on the road and does something like this.
So winner here has a chance to do some major damage, and Flores to straightaway center. Long goes back. How about a grand slam?
That was huge, man. Oh, wow.
Woo, was it?
That was huge.
Unbelievable. That big inning.
My favorite part about that video, though, is if you go back and watch that video, look at Porter Brown trying to figure out if he wanted to tag, if he wanted to go halfway.
Right,
He was so confused. And we've all been there. That's the funny part about it. You're trying to make the right play, and you're like, should I go? Should I get halfway? Am I supposed to tag on this one? What bases loaded? What can I do? Am I going to score from here? It was funny watching him try to figure out. But you're right. That young man came up in a big situation, and you talked about how huge it was. Talk about his growth too, because here's a guy, Sean was talking about where he started off at third base. He was the starting third baseman. Mm-hmm. Then he played some shortstop. He's had to fill in because of the situation with Mitchell Daly, where he was being taken out for a while and getting a chance to play. And then he gets pulled back out. And then he's like, you know what? I want you to go up there and have a great week. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Man, that's tough. And this, you have to think that guy was in high school last year. And I mean, same as JT, same thing as Tom. I'm like, those kids, man, being in high school and then coming in and getting as many ABs. I mean, that kid is like, he's been playing at Texas for 4 or 5 years, man. Yeah. I mean, he is balling. That guy, he's tough. He's tough. But those guys work. I mean, they put in the work, every day. They know what the expectation is. They decided to come here and maybe bypass, maybe some draft status or whatever that they may have had coming out of high school. And then, you come here, you have to put in the work. I mean, and that's, I know for a fact that they're doing that. Yeah. And it's showing right now. It's showing at the right time for sure.
Hey, that's what it right there. Timing is everything.
At the right time.
That's what it's all about, because for a bunch of people who wanted to fire the head coach and fire the pitching coach and write off the season, well, they've made it to baseball Sweet 16. And that has become – everybody says expect Omaha. Expect it. But you need to – I think that needs to be tempered. Expect to make the super regionals every year because of the way college baseball is. I mean, Hardge, hey, I'm not asking for any credit or anything, but I do remember saying I think this may be the year we see 2 mid-majors make it to Omaha.
You did
still a chance. Still a chance.
Yeah.
We got Indiana State, ORU, and it's Southern Miss. Southern Miss they've been around a while though. And I guess Oral Roberts.
They're Sun Belt participants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes it a little bit different. And I'll give you some credit. You did say that, but you sit and look at how these regions are matched up, and if Texas can get through the Stanford super regional, they're matched up with Wake Forest and Alabama's winner. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then you start looking at some of these other guys, and we talked about LSU in Kentucky. But here's the thing. When you start looking at some of these other teams, like the mid-majors of Indiana State and Oral Roberts, these guys are older too. Yeah. These guys have older, experienced players that have been and had, like you were talking about earlier, Donovan, about they've got a lot of at-bats. These guys are mature enough, so nothing's going to overwhelm them. They're not going to be too big for the moment, and the moment's not going to be too big for them. So, looking at Indiana State and Oral Roberts being in here, but it ain't fluky. You got to go out there and do the work. And as you've been saying, they go out there and they perform every single day. And at this time of the year, if you got good pitching and good defense, you're going to have an opportunity to play for a long time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's just amazing to, to see all of these number 1 seeds, that get knocked out.
Gone.
Gone. I mean, they had the expectations, they're going to be in Omaha. No doubt. I mean, but everybody puts on the cleats, as I said earlier, and the pants and the jersey just every day, just like the next man. So it's just who's playing at their peak and who's pitching at the peak as well, because that goes a long way as well, the pitching. So I mean, it's just amazing to see the what you have here on the screen, all these teams. Indiana State, I'm like, wow. That's pretty big, for those schools to be where they are today.
And 6 of them from the SEC. That's no surprise.
Right.
And I don't know. After seeing Miami, I'm not trying to discredit the ACC at all. But just makes me wonder, how good is Wake Forest? Their numbers say dominant.
Mm-hmm.
How good are they? Are they? I don't know what you guys would say, but I just don't know.
That's the same thing about Virginia. They're in the ACC too. So you sit there and you look at some of these teams and you're trying to figure out what matches up. But the bottom line is this. When you go out there and you play in these types of games, you have to have good pitching. We talked about that and what's been happening with the University of Texas. And you have to be able to play good defense. And that's what it's all about. Everything else will take care of itself. You've seen it happen many a times. Just be getting hot at the right time and doing things the right way, taking it one pitch at a time. That's the key to all of this.
Yeah. And not to mention, getting on base, getting runners over, doing those type of little things. Get the bunt down when it's time to get a bunt down. Those are the things that help you win ball games, man. I mean, if you can't do those things, especially at this stage where we are today, it gets tough. It gets tough. And that's one thing. I know I watch a lot of games, and I hear a lot of announcers saying, yeah, this is their third time bunting as a team all season. I'm like, huh? Man,
right.
I'm like, man, we have our third. I know Dylan bunts. KT, but I mean, everybody lays down. I mean, EK, of course.
4-hole hitter, 4-hole, 5-hole. If you're in this lineup, you better get a bunt down.
You got to get a bunt down.
Yep.
You have to know how to bunt. You have to work on it. That's important stuff too, to keep it going.
Or you can be like Trey Richardson, the transfer from Baylor to TCU, and have 11 RBI in one game.
That is awesome. That was awesome to watch. I really enjoyed seeing that.
He's an H-Town kid too, isn't he?
Yeah. He and Dylan played some summer ball together. I'm happy for that kid, man. Good kid too.
At Arkansas.
Very good. Yeah. At Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They dominated Arkansas twice.
They dominated everybody that was there.
You talking about the ACC? Well, I'm sure you guys saw the Miami coach step down today.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he stepped down today. That was it. And I saw all of the comments. They were like super excited that he stepped down. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah, he stepped down today. So it's tough sport, man. People want to win, especially at that school. I mean, they were 25 World Series appearances.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. They have high expectations as well, just like Texas.
That's
and to be at home hosting a regional and get knocked out and not make it, that upsets a lot of people.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But I think I really do think the key in June for baseball, and you gotta really pay attention to your manscaping. So Donovan,
I said, hum.
I'm like,
okay.
I'm like, wait, say what? Hey, it is getting hot. It is getting hot.
I forgot you had that last time we did this. I was like, oh man, yeah.
Hey, Steven's dad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
See,
the man cave 20. Use the promo code. Yeah. That's it. Get yourself taken care of. No doubt.
Hey, you look good. You feel good. You feel cleaned up. And I want to use it. I don't have any tools to show tonight, and I think that's good for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you for not having the tools.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, just don't travel to a super regional resembling the German Black Forest below the belt, and this will help you out, man. Use a promo code MANCAVE20.
It's real humid in Miami.
Oh man, holy moly!
And it's not in Palo Alto.
It's 60 degrees in Palo Alto. Yeah, it's only 60 degrees out there, so I think we're gonna be fine. Yeah.
Hey, DC1, from this year, you guys the dads last year had a great man cave story. This one brought to you by Honest AC and Plumbing. Is there a good man cave story from this year? I clearly missed 90% of the season this year, so I didn't get to see all of maybe what you guys shared out in left field this year.
Oh my God, I can't, we're on camera. I can't say all of the things, but let me say this: every time we have a game or we out in left field, we have a good time, and we love the fellowship. That's the important thing. We meet before every game. We have a group text where we show up. We were at the Titanic in Miami, the brewery over there right next to the field before every game. About 25, 30 of us in there having, doing our thing, having a good time. And that's just how we come together. I mean, it's like a family. It's just, when you have all of these good people that have all these great kids, it's just fun. They're just fun people to be around. And of course, I always have to mention, my good buddy, Mr. Scott Wilson, who made his 1,400 and I think it was 1,444 straight game.
Wow!
While we were in Miami that last game, so yeah, he's still at it. So he'll be there this weekend, and I keep in touch with him. I sit behind him every game.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like our thing. We kind of try to keep that order, working, and nobody. Baseball is superstition. I don't care what people say, but yeah, we try to keep everything in order, and but yeah, so it's just a family atmosphere, man. It's just good to be around a lot of good people.
That's a beautiful thing about it. Of course, at Mark Light's, what is it? Alex Rodriguez Field at Mark Light Stadium, or there were a lot of empty,
like that.
Yeah,
there were a lot of empty seats, so you didn't have to worry about finding some seats to sit by.
No. But they had us all piled in together. With our tickets and whatnot, and when we played Miami, that's the Saturday night, they had a nice crowd, but then on Sunday they didn't show too well. I just think it's just too much going on in that area.
Oh, you are absolutely right.
It's just you could do 1,000 different things. Who wants to go to a baseball game when you can be on South Beach or something?
Yeah.
That's just.
I would have missed the game. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just fun.
Hey, gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we're going to have some fun with some throwbacks of Hardge and DC1, and that's coming up on the other side of this break as we honor our guy, Stevie Lee and Hargrove Roofing.
Hi, I'm Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the University of Texas.
And I'm Clyde Hargrove. I'm a roofer.
I also saw action in 52 games.
And I fix a lot of roofs.
Also won a Rose Bowl and never lost to A&M.
And I fix a lot of roofs, right, Stevie?
Oh, right. I'm sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
So are you going to say that thing about Hargrove Roofing?
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Is this even going to work as a commercial?
Tess Sawyer's mom joined the family. It's real nice.
Nice.
Mattsgirl.com, baby.
That's real nice, Clark.
That's real nice, Clark. Hey,
you got him muted again, bro.
I had to take care of my man cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering what are you going to come back with.
He was doing some waxing.
Man, I had to take care of that. All right, let's move on from that. All right.
Let's go.
Hey,
too much info.
It is. So one thing I love is, if you guys didn't know, Donovan Campbell, DC1, Dylan's dad, he played at Texas Southern, drafted, and was Hardge. But he chose not to go to Texas, even though that was his love and heart. He was drafted pretty high where he had that, he could leverage that, and he chose it. Well, just in case you guys want to know what these two look like from back in the day as young ball players, if you will, this is it. While I was trying my best to be a Colt all-star, these guys were living at large. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at those two fine American studs.
We was out there, boy. We was them players out there, boy.
Man, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like
it. Yeah. That's how we get down right there. That's right. You see it.
Yeah.
So these poses.
That those pictures, man. The Expos. I can tell you, we used to play against the Expos when we were in West Palm Beach.
Yep.
And those two, the Braves and the Expos, had too many doggone minor league teams, man. I mean, now it's only like 4.
Right.
You know, back then, man, Braves, I know we had about 9 of them. I mean, it was so much stuff going on and so many players. They were signing people all over the place. I mean, it was just a different situation back then, man. You know, today you look at, you know, with only 4 teams, you have an opportunity. You have a good opportunity if you put in the work to make some moves pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's the beautiful part about it. Because yes, you are right. I mean, I remember my very first year. It was rookie ball. Then you had the New York Penn League. You had all these different leagues, and it was like, man, how many levels do you got to go before you can even get yourself an opportunity?
Absolutely. And yeah, I started in Idaho Falls, Idaho, man. And I tell you what, getting off the plane there, I was like, man, what is a brother gonna do out here in Idaho Falls, Idaho? But let me tell you something, man. I had the best time ever in that town, man. They treated me like, and the rest of the players too, but
right.
Kings, man. I mean, it was great. It was a great place to play, and I mean, all of these cities are great places to play, but it was just so many different teams the Braves had, man. But you know, it was a great experience. I mean, I enjoyed every minute of it. Still have relationships with the guys I played with. You know, we still all on social media. We still, you know, keep in contact. So it's fun. It's still you know, camaraderie and you know, a good thing to be able to still talk to all those guys.
It goes back to what Sean said earlier. It's the baseball family, man.
Yeah.
You're part of it, and it's always going to be there. Everybody's been in different fraternities and different groups in life, but one thing about these athletes, when you play professional baseball and you understand the next man's struggle, it is always going to be there, and the respect is always there.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
It's the true grinders of professional baseball.
Yeah,
for real.
But you know, I kind of wish, for you guys' sake, because I'm going to have to jump on board of this this campaign that your son Dylan's on, because I think I'm going to get behind him on this, because I am a huge fan of Cabo Bob's myself. I'm not going to lie. So we gotta get this NIL deal train rolling, and I like it. You're being a good father, trying to lead the way right here. Name, image, and likeness deal. What do we got to do to get Cabo Bob's on board? Because I know I've spent well over $2,000 these people with client lunches.
Yeah, client lunches, huh? Right.
I dig it.
And I'm telling you, he eats there a lot.
That's the funny part about it. When you put that out there, I thought it was perfect, because it's like, this dude just gave you free plug on TV, and y'all ain't reached out and realized that, hey, that we need to talk to this young man. He's at the biggest university with biggest NILs, and y'all been slipping. He's been walking in there. Y'all ain't gave that man no love. Come on now.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't want to say too much, but I think today was a day where that may come to fruition. As
love to hear it.
Yeah.
Just when that happens, just let them know. Put a clause in for Hardge and I that I like it with grilled chicken and extra avocados and a few. It's just, and black beans for sure. Black beans.
Yeah. Make sure you get that over to me right away. I'll make sure.
Hey, before we
take care of him.
Man, I would appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
It is a severely underrated lunch food, if you will, lunch option. I don't know if we want to go too deep on this, but I respect both of your opinions nonstop. And I want to call it the golf merger, the LIV and the PJ Tour. That's Taylor Gooch. Cheers to my LIV and PJ Tour people. Cheers to the future of golf, and cheers to the fans. Today was a win for all of us. I'm more than excited for the future. Go Range Goats. You guys, I'll just say this one little statement. I think this is going to improve the game. I think that was why the LIV existed, for the first to change golf professionally, because it was not resonating with the younger demographic. That's just my opinion.
Yep. Well, the biggest part about it is when you look at, I was talking about this, the waste management golf tournament in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
People love that. They have a blast at that thing, and all the rules are, just don't fall out. Is basically what it is. So it makes it a lot of fun for everybody, and that's why they have such high ratings there. As far as changing the game, I think it is going to make it a little bit better. And the biggest part about it was they made the PGA decide that, hey, we got to be better about our purses for these players. These players are working hard. They've been a part of it, but the money wasn't right. And so you got to be disruptive sometimes. That's just how it goes. And I know that everybody wants to get into the political side of it, but let's just go play some golf. And if it's going to help get more viewers and all this other stuff, they've already done what they're going to do. The only thing I'm mad at is the ones that stayed loyal lost out on a lot of money. That's the only thing I'm mad at, because if you were planning on merging with them people that gave up them big dollars, that's the problem.
And that's where I was gonna go with it, Hardge, the same place, man. I'm like, they offered Tiger $700-800 million to go over there. I mean, he could have went and then took the money and came back, but
exactly.
They stayed loyal to the game. And I think it seems like Rory has been speaking more about this than any of the other guys. He was just talking today about these guys not being really accepted coming back, just going to walk in and just think everything is just going to be hunky-dory. It's not. That's Rory's words.
Yeah.
And, it's going to take some time for these guys to get back in the good graces of, of the rest of the tour players. And they can't, and I know they won't be wearing shorts, because those guys are wearing shorts on the LIV tour.
I keep looking. I'm waiting to see if they got the boom boxes. Are we be able to travel in those planes too?
Yeah.
I mean, is that what we doing?
Man, no rules, just shorts and just play golf. Those guys weren't even worrying about people showing up. They just were making a statement. That we have some of the best players in the world on our tour, and they weren't trying to make money because they have billions and billions of dollars. So I mean, it's just a different thing. But I just hope everything comes together, because I'm a golfer myself and I love the game. And, I just hope it all works out, man, and get all these guys back to playing against each other, because it makes everything more exciting when all these guys are together.
Do you play left-handed or right-handed?
Left-handed.
Okay.
I play left. Yeah.
I wish I would have followed your lead, because I'm left-handed, I'm southpaw, and I was raised on a right-handed set of clubs, and I still do it. And I think maybe I want to use that as an excuse. Because that's why people at nice country clubs, I never receive an invitation back for some reason.
You didn't tore up their turf.
Yeah, man.
I replaced my divots, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Divots are huge, man.
Hey, TikToking in the man cave. We find a lot of humorous things on there, and it could really be you could really waste a lot of time in life jumping on that app. But I want to dedicate one where I put 3 together. Hey, just because I'm about hit 50. You guys are a little, not too much older than me, but I want everybody to look at all of us. Do we look like 50-plus-year-olds? No.
Well, the 2 brothers don't.
Yeah, well, Black doesn't crack.
Oh, my God. Oh, man.
The 2 brothers. Black don't crack, Sean. Black don't crack.
The rumor is true.
Yeah,
it's not a rumor. It's a fact.
It is true. Because I'll be 56 in October. So yeah,
I'm good, brother.
Moving on up, brother.
You're looking good. Hey, Hardge, show what's under that lid one more time.
You see it. You see it.
It looks good on you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm just trying to inspire those who may be having a midlife crisis.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
This TikTok, I know these are older married couples. It doesn't matter. Just live. And if you're not, this ought to inspire you right here.
Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Tell you something that you might like to hear. Got a sexy ass body and your ass looks soft.
Gotta remember, it's one monkey don't stop, no shoulders, train on TV.
Man, that is hilarious, dude.
I love it.
They're getting it though. They getting
Yeah.
it, man. Look, hey,
And
they still got moves.
the best part is DC's wasn't muted, so we was good.
Yeah.
He's back in the game already.
Yeah, I'm back in the game, man.
There
I'm
he
back
is.
in the game. Shoot,
There
man.
it is.
Those people look good.
56 and getting ready to rock and roll. I like
That's
that, bro.
it. That's it.
I
man.
love it, man.
Yeah.
You're closer to retirement, but you look like you're far from it. That's the beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Something good brought to you by DJ Hardge. Hardge's son, whose voice does not sound like that anymore.
It does not sound like that anymore. He's like, man, Dad, come here, man. Let me talk to you. What?
We'll go around the corner, start with Hardge. Man, I think we all have a similar theme, but tell us something good, Hardge.
Well, the good thing is Texas baseball gets a chance to play again this weekend and continue to chase that dream of getting to Omaha, but they got one more stop. Some good was LeBaron Johnson last weekend, going 129 pitches, something that I ain't seen at the University of Texas in a really long time. And I'm proud for that young man because I know how hard he's worked at it. DC, Donovan was telling us earlier, you know, he knows that these kids come in here and put in that work. He knows firsthand, and you get to see reap the rewards of that hard work by those young men. So shout out to LeBaron Johnson for what he was able to do. But you know what? People will forget all about that if you don't come out there and show out this weekend. So go ahead,
Exactly,
LeBaron. Let's go.
Exactly.
Hey, DC, you've seen a lot of great things being a Longhorn dad and being a former player. You've seen a lot of great things of this great game. I call move over soccer. Baseball is a beautiful game. But tell us something good and inspiring from, you know, this may be your final season as a UT dad. It may be, but tell us something good from this experience this year.
Well, it would never. To back up on your statement, it would never be my last year because, you know, again, we're talking about family and just being part of you know, the baseball family. So that does, just because if he leaves doesn't mean I'm not coming.
I'm glad to hear it.
You know, I'm still gonna be part of the family no matter what's going on.
That's true.
But I'm just happy, man, and proud. You know, this team has gone through a lot of ups and downs this year. But you know, the main thing is that they stuck together, and then they're reaping the benefits right now, and they're coming together. But as Hardge said, you know, what have you done for me lately? You know, no Miami. Forget about Miami. That's over.
Right. That's
over.
over.
Now, you know, Lucas needs to go out and throw like he threw last Friday, and then LeBaron the same thing, and then we can take 2 out of 3 and get out of there. You know. And but I'm just proud of this team, man. They putting in the work, and they are getting great benefits from that, for sure.
The thing I love about all this is the simple fact, and we said it last week, Hardge, with Ty Arrington. This is the time. I know it's bandwagoners, but that's just human nature. There's more attention on college baseball, especially this time of year, and it has grown exponentially. And if those of you watching this, if you made it this far in this podcast, you're going to have the time of your life, whether it be outside. You can be on a boat, put it on ESPN3, watch all these super regionals, man. It's beautiful. You will look at people like Donovan Campbell enjoying the games with the baseball family, their sons. It's amazing, and it is a beautiful game, and it's grown tremendously. And it's being able to speak to you guys and DC, the 2-time VIP alumni of the Man Cave. We got to find a reason for you to make it a third time.
Well, it's going to be because we're on our way to Omaha. It's going to be because we're on our way to Omaha.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I'm just let me know, brother. I'm in, man.
We get you in
VIP was because you got that Manscaped.
Yeah, I took my little 3-second break, man. And
hey, that lawnmower 4.0, that's how fast it works.
It works. Good batteries in that thing.
He did a little weed whacking.
That's it, man. But I'm here, brother. No matter, you know, whatever. Yeah. We're good. Just I love chatting with you guys, man, and talking baseball or whatever, golf and whatever else is, you want to discuss. It's great for me.
Hey, one last little promo for DC. You work with real estate in the Houston area, and how can people contact you? Because people say we're headed toward a recession, but people are still buying homes.
Well, it's just the market it's that what I deal in. It's pretty high end. So people that 500,000 or over, they're still buying. People are spending money.
Yeah,
so
they got that money.
Yeah, they're spending. They're spending it, and they're not going anywhere. And I love that because it allows me to be able to do the things that I do. Traveling around and catching all these games and things like that. So it's great, man. I mean, I appreciate that shout out, but I'm really just on the investment side, and I don't go out and try to drum up business and hey, can I sell your house and all that kind of stuff, man. I kind of work, do my own thing. So that works out well.
No, that's great. It affords you this opportunity, man. That's what it's all about. You
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
work toward that opportunity. You're kind of envisioning what may have happened as it has happened.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
hey,
absolutely.
DC, we love you, brother.
Man, love you guys, man. Thank y'all for having me on for sure. And I'm sure we'll be talking soon. And I know you guys will be watching the games this weekend. Make sure y'all try to wheel us to some kind of victory, man. We need to pull it out.
No doubt.
We got you covered. We got Dylan covered, all of them. And for DC and Hardge and the other two OG Man Cave boys, that being Coach Mo and Big Mike, we out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
Hey, did you see that white guy in that picture?
Yeah, who was that?
That was Sean, old ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Put that back on there.
Let's see.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
Was that you to the left over there?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Man,
I see you.
Hey, that's why. Hey, when you say who are the old ones on here?
They always leave the old ones to the left.
You crazy.
Using that picture
That's
as your
it.
profile, you'd have been out of there, dog. They'd have been coming for you for sugar daddy.
Oh my God.
Not sugar mama.
You the man, Clinch. You the man. You are the man.
Oh my God.